kind of talking about this too, about how we had all this rain for 2 winters in a row, and now we have a lot of new vegetation, a lot of new grass in the valley, and this was a concern that we get some of these hot, dry, windy days, and it all kind of catches on fire, and that's what we have seen several times already this summer. And are continuing to see. And technically, it's not even officially summer yet. The first day of summer, not until Thursday of this week. But let's get back to the fire weather. The current wind gusts across the metro area: 28 Mather, 30 Sacramento Executive, 31 at the International Airport, 32 McClellan, in the 20s in Vacaville and out towards Travis. So this northwesterly wind, again, gusting at 30 miles per hour, is what is driving these fires this afternoon. Even as you work your way into the San Joaquin Valley and the Bay Area, still seeing these northwesterly winds upwards of 30 miles per hour. Here's some of the Alert California wildfire cameras on two of the fires, two of the big ones that we are tracking. The Sites Fire, 1,300 acres now. We have a couple cameras, one in Colusa County, one in Glynn County. Look at this plume of smoke right now. This is a very active fire. There's a lot of aircraft on it. It is in a fairly rural area, but because of that northwesterly wind, it's going to be pushing this smoke plume right down the valley. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the majority of us end up smelling smoke by the time we get to sunset tonight, as that northwesterly wind continues. And as you can see, it is pumping that smoke down into the valley. Now, this is the other one, a little closer to the metro area, the Arrow Fire, 932 acres. That camera, the Upper Bear camera in Calaveras, this one, the Fowler Peak camera in Calaveras. This is an extremely active fire, moving at a dangerous rate of spread right now. Looks like it is crossing Highway 4, and there are plenty of evacuation orders and warnings in place in the Copperopolis area of Calaveras County. So if you are downwind of this fire, especially the Arrow Fire, we're very concerned about this one right now. There are a lot of aircraft and resources on the fire, but it is spreading, again, at a dangerous rate. Now, if we look at live radar, this is about where the fire is, or at least where it started. This is not rain. This is not a cloud. This is that smoke plume from the fire, and you can see just how active this fire is, and you can also notice how quickly that smoke plume is moving because of that wind out of the northwest there. So if you are close to the Arrow Fire, it is time to pack that go bag if you haven't already. If you have time to do this, now is absolutely the time to pack that backpack, that suitcase, whatever it is. One person, per person in your household, one bag. So if there's 5 people in your house, your apartment, whatever it is, there should be 5 bags. At least one bag for your pets as well. Make sure you bring their food and a little toy for them. Papers. And these are going to be your important papers. We're talking insurance documents, birth certificates, marriage licenses, or certificates, or Social Security cards. I mean, anything of any importance. Passports. Make sure you have all those in that bag with you. Anything that would be difficult to replace, or anything that you may need if, unfortunately, you have to start over, make sure it ends up in that bag. That's all the paperwork you might need. Prescriptions is another important one. This could be prescription medication, could be medical devices, whatever it is. If it's important to you, it needs to end up in that go bag as well. And then last one, 5 photos. Not just photos, could be anything of kind of some sentimental value, trinkets, knickknacks, anything along those lines. If it's small, you can put it in the bag, not going to hinder your ability to evacuate. Put that in the bag as well. These are the 5 Ps. If you are near the Copperopolis area in Calaveras County, near that Arrow Fire, make sure that bag is packed if it's not already. You may need it tonight. Current winds across the valley out of the northwest, like we talked about, gusting upwards of 25 miles per hour. These are your sustained winds. These are the wind gusts, upwards of 25, even some 35 mile per hour winds down near Stockton, Modesto. Jackson's seeing about 25 mile per hour wind gusts. This is what's driving those fires. It is all wind driven right now because it is so dry and so very windy. Current relative humidity values are in the low teens across much of the valley. 6% in Fairfield. These gray colors that you see on the map, that's indicative of very low single-digit relative humidity values. So again, that combined with the wind is really making for a very dangerous fire day. The one kind of saving grace, if you will, the one silver lining, you heard Brandon Ritteman say it out there at Mather just a few minutes ago. It's the fact that we're not in the hundreds, right? We sometimes get these fire weather days and it's 95, 100, 105 out. Today we are in those 80s across the region, which is actually several degrees below average. So that is kind of the one piece of good news that we can take away from all this, but there's a lot still to come. So the red flag warning the entirety of the California Central Valley from Redding all the way down into LA County. And we're going to be dealing with these red flag conditions for at least 12 more hours all the way through the night as these northerly wind gusts continue at 25 to 35 miles per hour. There will not be any overnight relief because we will not see the Delta breeze tonight. So there will not be a rebound in that relative humidity. We're going to stay in the single digits. There will not be any weakening of the north winds because they, again, are just going to continue 25 to 35 miles per hour all night long. So as we look at the future wind gusts here, again, out of the northwest through the evening, this is 10 o'clock. We would typically see a westerly or a southwesterly wind in the valley. That is not happening. It is all north winds all the way through the evening and overnight period. This is Tuesday morning. This is 5 a.m. on Tuesday, and we're still looking at winds of upwards 20 miles per hour in the valley, stronger in the Sacramento Valley, out of the northwest. These are dry winds, strong winds still out of the north by the time we wake up on Tuesday morning. They will slowly taper off as we go through the daytime on Tuesday, and then we will get that Delta breeze Tuesday afternoon, and that will kind of bring the curtain down on this period of elevated to critical fire weather. But that red flag warning continues until 8 a.m. on Tuesday because we're going to continue to have low relative humidity values all the way through the overnight period. This is 10 p.m. Tonight. You would typically expect to see these values in the 40 to 50% range by the time we get to about 10 or 11 o'clock at night because of that Delta breeze. But because we don't have a Delta breeze, we don't get that overnight rebound in relative humidity values. In fact, even tomorrow, we'll still be looking at the low single digits, but the north winds kind of slacken as the day goes on Tuesday, which is why that red flag warning expires early. And then as the Delta breeze returns on Tuesday night into Wednesday, we see that relative humidity actually come back up again. So tomorrow, we'll have some lower fire danger because the north winds finally come to an end. Temperature is quite a bit warmer, though. We'll be in those low 90s compared to those low to mid 80s that we saw today in the valley. So over the next 10 days, a couple holidays coming up. We got Juneteenth on Wednesday, and then we have the first day of summer on Thursday. Temperature is going to be in those 90s. And then as we head in towards the weekend, temperatures warm up even further. We're going to be in those triple digits, or at least very close to them, both Saturday and Sunday, and the start of next week.
California weather is a land of extremes.
From dangerous heat, droughts, and wildfire,
to severe storms, flooding, and mountains of snow.
Plus, the occasional tornado.
Keeping you prepared takes a team.
we have decades of experience forecasting this diverse region.
Our job doesn't stop at the forecast.
We investigate what's happening to our climate so you can be ready.
Helping you prepare for today and stay safe tomorrow. With a weather team you can trust, only on ABC 10.
Hi, I'm Alex Bell. Join me weeknights at 6:30 on To The Point. Instead of just reporting on the problems, we cut through the noise and look for solutions. We're not afraid to investigate local stories. We're not afraid to include different perspectives. We're not afraid to hold those in power accountable. This is your community, and it's my community too, and we're here to make it better for everyone. Join me, Alex Bell, on To The Point, weeknights at 6:30, only on ABC 10.